Welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. This is the band video disclosure, faster and easier than regular paper. Here is our lovely too small band room. And I will be going through most of the beginning of school information. Most of it can be found on my website, which is just Google SOJO bands, and it will pop right up. The first thing you see is like us on Facebook and Instagram. It's SOJO bands, and I will put up reminders, notifications, videos of what we're doing in class, etc. Underneath that is a link saying email Ms. Johnson. It's probably the fastest and easiest way to do it. You can also go to SOJO Middle, the faculty website, and don't click on me. My class website is there, and there should be a link to email me as well. Okay, also on my website is all of this important information: grading, citizenship, all of our performance dates, as well as the supplies and books that each student needs, and grading policy, and one other thing. This video disclosure, the disclosure addendum, and the music department disclosure addendum as well. So if you ever forget this information, go to the website, and all that stuff is underneath the map. Right underneath that is signing up for Remind, and that's the number one thing I recommend for my students to do. I'm really, really good about sending out reminds. We'll do it in class so they can sign up for it, but it's also on the homepage. I'm going to be giving out a sheet that has each performance for the whole school year, the first or second day of school, and it's at the bottom of that. That's a really good place to do it as well. Okay, so let's get started. We have a calendar is on the website. I have a band calendar here. Everything is backwards. That is weekly for the students so that they know what is coming up that week. But then on my website is the whole year calendar, and you can see when the performances are, when the rehearsals are, everything's on there. And I'm good about updating it, and Bingham events as well. Okay, and then for grading this year, the whole school is going to standards-based grading, so it is a 70-30% switch, which 70% is assessments and 30% is practice. So 70% will be, we have a few written things, not very many. Most of our things that we do are evaluations of their playing ability, and we do those in class. Then concerts also fall under assessments. They're special. So concerts are lots of fun. We get to dress up and perform our best, and it's my favorite time. So just a quick word about concerts. They are part of the students' grades, and it's really important that they go to those. It's a really good experience. It's kind of like they work really, really hard, and then the point of it is so that they can show you what they've done. Okay, so students, the thing to remember about concerts is you want to dress up nice. You want to reflect the way we're going to sound. People judge with their eyes. We want everyone to look at us and say, oh my goodness, they're going to be amazing, because they look amazing. Also, when you dress up nice, you usually play a little bit better. So for gentlemen, that's button-up shirt, tie, slacks, nice shoes. For girls, that's a dress or skirt, also a blouse. I also allow my girls to wear slacks or trousers as long as they're nice. And no flip-flops, no jeans, no tank tops, nothing casual. We want this to be our best. And then one word, school dress code definitely applies. Make sure it's modest. Girls, we will be performing in the Kiva, beginning band will, and everybody else performs on stage or in the gym, and people will be above, sometimes below you, so just don't wear anything that you don't want people looking at. Concerts are super important, so I give you the schedule at the beginning of the year. If you're going to miss them, there's a way to make them up. Let me show you over here by the percussion instruments. Here's my grading system and my citizenship guidelines. If you're going to miss a concert, I need an email 2 weeks in advance from the parents, 2 weeks in advance, saying why that your student will be missing. It has to be from the parent, and then at least 2 weeks. Earlier is preferable. And then there will be some makeup. It's pretty easy. Go to a live concert, Bingham would be a good example, and then write a 2-page handwritten report about what you saw and heard. And then you have to provide some proof that you were there, selfie, program, something like that. And then you also have to play all of your concert music for 4 adults, and I will give you 4 slips, and the adults have to sign off, and they're going to give you a little critique. So it's like your own mini concert. You have to turn that in before the concert. If you turn it in before the concert, you can get 85% of the points, which in our new grading system is still an A. If you don't give me 2 weeks notice, the most you can make up is 60%. 60% of the points, which is not desirable. So make sure you give me at least 2 weeks notice. Funerals and weddings are excused absences. So things like community events are not an excused absence. There will have to be concert makeup for that. Yeah, and there's a complete list on the grading system, which is on the website. Okay, let's see. The 30% that's practice is new this year. I've always done 10% practice time, but they want us to be doing 30% practice. So it's practicing at home will definitely count, and we're going to go, the different classes have different levels depending on how strong their embouchures are. Beginning band, they need time to build up their embouchures. Concert band and symphonic band, they have more time, and percussion, they've already been doing it. So for them, we're going to go 5 times a week, 15 minutes. But lots of things will count as practice time this year, and we're going to talk about that in class. It will be on your band achievement record what will count as practice time, which can be a good thing and not a good thing because it's worth a lot more this year, so it's important that you do it. Okay, then let's see here. Over here is our private, right next to our grading and citizenship is our private lessons wall. If you want to be good at your instrument, take private lessons. That will increase your chances of scholarships, and it helps you be better. Your grades will be better because you'll be better on your instrument. I also sell supplies through the school. They're right next to the door, both doors, and of course it's backwards. I sell reeds and oil, cream, grease, swabs, ligatures, reed holders, mouthpiece savers, thumb savers, and this year I sell timpani mallets. So if you would like one of those things, check the price, go pay in the office, and then the student brings me the receipt and I give them whatever it is they paid for. I can also put it on Skyward ahead of time, but you'll have to let me know, and that might take a while. So the best way is just to give the student money to pay in the office. Let's see, I am doing the same thing for citizenship as all the rest of the school. So the rest of the school does H, S, N, and U, and all of my students start out with an H. And the way that they would go down is through tardies or sometimes being disruptive in class. Those are the 2 biggest reasons. Most of my students do great. I don't usually have terrible problems. So, and if there's a lot of disruption in class, they'll get a warning first, and then the second time I'm going to talk to them, and then the third time I will talk to parents. Tardies, it's the school tardy policy. You get the first tardy for free, and then we have to tell the parents, and then eventually after the third tardy, I think there's after school suspension, not suspension, detention, whoops, wrong word, after school detention that it has to be made up. Okay, and then last 2 things. For school field trips, concert band and symphonic band play 2 performances outside of school. I'm going to do the best I can to put a hyperlink on the YouTube video to that you can click on that has all the performances, but again, it's on the website and you'll get a physical copy. Concert band and symphonic band have performances during school. In order for me to excuse them, they need to have good grades. I can't be pulling them out of class if they're not doing well academically. So they need to have C minuses or better, and they can't have any N's or U's. They have to have H's or S's. So concert band, symphonic band, keep your grades up if those activities are something you're interested in doing. Then last, if you have a rental instrument, you should have already received information about that and about how your student's going to pick it up, or you're going to pick it up, and the sheet that needs to be filled out, and the $80 fee. Okay, I think that's it. If you have any questions, always email me. My phone doesn't work very well, but I am very, very good with the email. I am looking forward to an excellent school year.